All right, starting now. Okay, cool. All right, so what we're supposed to be talking about is in week 11, organized labor. And so Deborah was able to break us up into two groups. She's the leader of the Adam Baxter Company, and I am the leader of the union of Local 190. And what we're supposed to do is come up with a strategy on what we need to do to maintain our current wages, which is $10.69 an hour, um, which I think is pretty high back in 1978, 1983.
Yeah, that sounds like a good wage back then.
Yeah. So it's union. So I guess I'm not too familiar like nowadays. Like I'm really not familiar with the difference between union and non-union companies and workers and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
Um, I don't know. Do you know anything?
I yeah, I have no experience, just things that I've heard, but I mean, really, I got nothing.
Okay, cool. So we're in the same boat.
Yeah.
Um, so what they want us to do, let me open up the thing. Where is it? Is it this one? Okay, so we're supposed to divide. Deborah and Kyle are one team, and we're the other. We're local 190.
Okay.
What we need to do is come up with a negotiation strategy so that they, like I said, so that we maintain our $10.69 wage earnings. In 1978, they had come up with a negotiation where some things were lost and some things were maintained. There was a lot of controversy that this company was going to move out of a certain town into another one, and our argument was that that would be ridiculous because not only are you going to be losing out on a lot of uh, good employees, what you're essentially asking for is a whole new new workforce of people that don't even know how to operate the company that has been profiting for so many years already. And um, uh, what was able to happen was that they made a new plant for the company and they kept it in the same town and they kept the same employees. There were different negotiations going on, um, but with the industry, a lot of companies are going bankrupt. They're losing a lot of money. They're not going union anymore, and yeah, so that's like I felt like almost like this company is kind of living in the dark ages as far as like union workers, but
Yeah.
they're still beating the competitors. Like the second article stated that even though all these other competitors in the same industry are going bankrupt and losing money, and their workers have accepted lower wage amounts, that we're still thriving and we're doing even better. We were incentivized like if we met our quota and we did more, then we'd be given more money. And some aspects, like even employees were getting like 100% over their regular salary for the year, um, which I thought was pretty cool for if I was the worker. But I also thought, that I think the company would be losing money because they haven't really adjusted to the times, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
But that's not neither here or there because I'm for the union and we deserve as much because we work hard. Even um, with the new with the new technology that the new plant has received, we're still making more, like 20% more productivity. So the union and the workers are coming up all roses, but they still want to lower the wages for us because it's just they feel like it's not working out monetarily.
Yeah.
Um, so, like I said, we're just supposed to come up with a strategy on how to look at them and how to tell them, hey, no, keep it the same, um,
So
if not
basically,
increase it.
a negotiation strategy of keeping our same wage and keeping the plant, I guess, in the same location.
Well, the plant has already been the plant has been built and it's basically already done. If I read it correctly, I have to read it again. Like I said, I went through it really quickly, but it looks like it
Okay.
took them 3 years to build. It's built, new technology. The workers are doing 20% more than they did in the old plant because of the new technology.
Mhm.
And cost of living per year, always going up. So we as a union want to make sure that our workers are getting their dues, basically. Um, so if not stay the same, we want an increase every year. We want that maintained.
Right.
And the thing that's bothering us is that the company has come forth with wanting to do a wage negotiation right now when that's not in the contract. We still have, if I'm not mistaken, 2 more years without having to talk about this again. But there was a clause that they instituted when they did the previous negotiation that if there were companies that were like out of five competitors, if three of the five were changing their wages, that this company, Adam Baxter Company, would have to follow suit. But
Mhm.
our argument um, is that they're reading the clause incorrectly, like illegally. Basically, they're saying that because these companies actually went down in wages, and that's not what we were intending for this clause to do. The clause was that if there are three out of the five companies that were going to go up in wages, then we would talk about changing our own wages, not if they go down. So it's kind of like um, uh, a, it's not a catch-22. I don't want to say that that's what that is, but they want to find a way to come to the table, and they said that if we don't, even though they are ahead of the game in the contract, that they were going to take this to arbitration,
Mhm.
and they said that if we do that, then it's kind of open up a whole can of worms.
Right.
So that's where we kind of are at right now. So that's what they want. That's what they want us to do. Like come up with a strategy to tell them, hey, keep it the same. If not, do increases every year because we're profiting. Everyone's benefiting. We're not
There's
decreasing in
no,
profit.
right. There's no reason to have a wage reduction if the
Right.
company profit.
I mean, that's my argument Deborah's, I guess, the leader of the other side. So that's my argument that there's no way that you can say that we deserve less money for more productivity that we've already been doing. And then my other argument with her will be that if you do let us go, oh, and by the way, layoffs, I've never heard this before. I don't know if it's true or not, but
Uh-huh.
if you lay off someone, they
Uh-huh.
have 52 weeks to still work for the company before they're let go.
If they're part of a union.
If they're part of this company is all union.
Yeah.
So if they're being let go, if they're being laid off, then it's a 52-week layoff.
Wow. So basically, it's a year that they.
Yeah. So if you tell me now that I'm going to be let go, then I have until next November to work for the company and then do whatever I want to do. It's crazy. Like I don't know if this is actually true, but like these workers, all story aside, I feel like completely grateful for what this company is giving me, and yet I want more. it's kind of weird.
Right.
But that's just me. But I shouldn't talk that way because we're union. We
Well,
should be getting what we deserve.
right, but as part of a union, because does who pays dues into a union? Is it the employee? Is it both the employee and the employer that
I
pay?
I don't know. I know at least the employee does. I don't know about the employer.
Yeah, because
So
I mean, I guess it's like paying for insurance, right?
yeah, kind of. And I can bring that up too, like, hey, there's union dues, and that doesn't come cheap either. And you're getting kind of like the best of the best when it comes to workers and doing the job of this company correctly, you
Right.
know. It just
Right.
seems like, they want to I don't know if they want to hire new personnel, but they want to hire new personnel for less money.
Right.
So, I mean, it's
But
kind of I feel like it's a no-brainer, but if you have any suggestions.
well, anytime you hire new people, even though it's less money, there's going to be training involved. There's going to be lack of productivity because just
There you go.
the implications. And so, in the end, it doesn't create a win-win situation, in my opinion.
Oh, I think that yeah, less productivity. They called it also absentees. With new workers, there's always going to be the abundance of people, taking days off and whatnot because they don't care as much as we do. As union workers that have been working there for many years. So, yeah, I think that's kind of our stance and how we should present um, our argument.
Mhm. Plus, I think they bring on a lot of new people at a lower wage, and you're mixing that with people that maybe are at a higher wage.
Hmm.
I don't know. I think that creates problems in itself too.
Yeah, I kind of think that history will tell itself. But if you're going to hire new personnel at a lower amount, you're going to end up like the competitors and go bankrupt or get sold out.
Right.
Whereas we're thriving, like we're um, I can't think of a particular company right now, but you know, when all others are failing, we're the ones that are still standing with our heads up high. So I don't know.
Yeah. No, um, I think that's good strategy. I mean, good
Yeah.
points.
Now, if it does come, now let's just. I'm kind of playing out the scenario. If it does come to the point where Deborah and the company come up with some strategy of their own to say, hey, look, 1069 is a little bit not gonna work for us. What number will work for you guys so that we can come to some happy medium? Now, I did the quiz. The quiz will answer that. Will ask you that question. My opinion is $10. Like I would not go any lower than $10.50. So like a 19-cent decrease, and then to
Yeah.
maintain that for another 7 years, if not increase it incrementally, like either every year or every other year.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I mean, what do you think about that?
No, definitely that should be the case
Okay.
because I mean, just cost of living and you have to have incentive. There has to be some type of incentive when you're working, and if there's no payoff,
Hmm.
for your loyalty and for your hard work, then you're gonna be back to square one when
Yeah.
you leave. So
It's you reminded me in the story. They were incentivized greatly. There's that whole 100%. Like if they met their quota, they earn more money. So in the last negotiation, they actually 86th the autonomy, the incentive uh, kind of aspect of it all. And what they did, I can't repeat it verbatim, but it said that whatever money that they earn on top of the quota, I guess it goes into like escrow, and then at the end of the year, then they would kind of reap the benefits if the company wasn't doing well. So I
Mhm.
guess the in escrow, the money would just kept building, building, building until the time came to when they needed that money.
Yeah.
So they, like I said, they 86 the whole incentivizing, and I think that should be my, I guess, another argument that I should bring up, that um, you guys took that away and we're still doing good. Like, it's not like we got all mad and forgive my French, like butthurt. We actually are still doing good, and we
Right.
want to do better. So, I think
We're
that should be our kind of strategy.
right. For sure. I agree with you.
Cool. All right. So, like, you agree? Like, 1050 is like the lowest we will go.
Yeah, I was thinking 1068, but 1050 is probably reasonable.
Nice. Give them 1 cent decrease.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I think that's basically it. So and if you come up with any other ideas after reading the
I
two
I do have one question for you. What are you going to add for effects for drama?
I'm gonna bang on the table and say no.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure you thought that out a little bit.
I'm gonna come with it. Watch.
Okay.
So they kind of, it's kind of weird or kind of cool, because you'll read in the lesson that they actually want just Deborah and me to meet in a hang and hang out.
Okay.
And then we let go, or we come off of that, and then we all meet as a group. And then
o-
after we talk as a group, then we go back to this, like an actual, like, negotiating strategy type of scenario.
Okay.
So it's kind of cool. So we'll see how it plays out on Wednesday.
Okay. So
Um,
you and
in the
Deborah
meantime,
will meet 30 minutes or something before we all meet.
I think we should, and maybe I'll send out an email to her and just let her know that.
Okay.
And I think she said that we're still good for the original time, like we always been, like 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, right?
Right. The only one in question will be Kyle since his wife's having a baby Wednesday.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So we'll see how that works out. But I think we're pretty much there. There's nothing else that I read that we needed to talk about more. I'm sure we'll talk about the doohickeys thing as a group.
Okay.
And I think that's it. And like I said, if you come up with any other ideas or anything, just email me.
Okay. Yeah,
And
I
then,
won't give them to the opposite side. I don't want
there
to give
you
away
go.
our strategy.
No, we need to get what we deserve.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Um, okay, cool. So then we'll go from there, and then if I come up with anything too, I'll let you know.
Okay.
All
Sounds like
right.
a plan. Okay.
Cool, cool, cool. Thanks, Leilani, for meeting with me.
Yeah. You too. Thank you. Bye.
All right. Bye.